Hello and welcome to the New York Sports Show for some Friday Night Lights. Folks, we have Mr. Matthew DiGioia on, avid Packers fan. Some could say he's a super fan from Connecticut. How are you? Welcome to the New York Sports Show.
Thank you, Dom, for that introduction, and might I add, also a big fan of the show.
Thank you for watching the New York Sports Show getting bigger and bigger. It's nice to have a fan like you on. Thank you for being on. Like I was saying, a big Packers super fan. You guys are going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How do you feel going into this game?
I feel pretty good. It's been a good week, and you know what? It's been a pretty solid year. It's been a bittersweet year, so I just want to mention a lot of Packers legends passed away this year, passing to Paul Hornburg, Ray Nitschke, and of course this week, the GM of Aaron Rodgers' first Super Bowl run, Ted Thompson. He just passed away yesterday. And if you can recall, Ted Thompson is both responsible for Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, and he still has a lot of great influence on today's team, which I hope I'll get to talk about in a couple minutes.
Yeah, rest in peace to all of them. Aaron Rodgers, great player, most likely going to win the MVP this year. If not, he's going to be in very close contention with Patrick Mahomes. Now, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, great season, totally 360 on what they did last season. Tom Brady just taking them up. Jameis Winston, he got out, but this is going to be a matchup. 13 years in the making for this matchup. How do you feel?
I feel pretty good. I think this is going to be the closest you get to a Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers Super Bowl, right? And
Yeah.
You mentioned Aaron Rodgers, MVP candidate. There's no doubt in anybody's mind right now, Aaron Rodgers is your NFL MVP this year. Definitely going to be close with a couple of votes probably that go to Mahomes. Josh Allen had a great season, but if you look at the numbers, Aaron Rodgers is your MVP. 121 passer rating. He threw 48 touchdowns, and might I add, last 5 quarterbacks who threw at least 48 touchdowns, MVPs. Mahomes, Brady, Manning did it twice, and Dan Marino back in 1984.
Yeah, 48 touchdowns, 4,299 passing yards on the regular season. Aaron Rodgers, he's getting old for the sport, but he still plays like the Hall of Famer he is. And I really think no matter what happens this upcoming weekend, I think he's going to be in the NFL for many years to come. Do you agree?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, and I think the Packers made it a tough situation with drafting Jordan Love. A lot of people say it sparked a fire under Aaron Rodgers. You know what? But I think Aaron Rodgers is always playing like Aaron Rodgers. He's just incredible.
He really is. Now, like I said, he's going up against another Hall of Famer, Tom Brady. Do you feel nervous going into this game based on Tom Brady's playoff record?
Tom Brady knows one thing. He knows how to win, right? So you put Tom Brady in charge, and there's always a chance of that team winning. I'm a little concerned about the game, but, people have short-term memory, and they forget how dominant this offense has been all year. And a lot of people are going to look to that Week 6 game with the Buccaneers and how they dominated Aaron Rodgers and that offensive line. But I got to tell you, I'm pretty confident with what Aaron Rodgers can do this weekend. I'll tell you what, though, 2 stats that really stick out to me. The only way the Buccaneers are going to win this game, Dom, is if they jump out to an early lead. At Lambeau Field, Aaron Rodgers, 37-1-1 when he has a lead going into halftime at Lambeau Field. And you have the Green Bay offense, who's the number 1 scoring offense in the first half. So if the Buccaneers can put some points on the board early, I think they have a good shot at beating the Packers. So this weekend, I hope to see the Packers come out early, come out hot like they have been all year.
Yeah, the 2 great stats that you just named off there. And Aaron Rodgers, he's great at Lambeau Field. We all know that. Tom Brady is walking into his house, essentially. Aaron Rodgers has had a brilliant season. And like you said, number 1 offense. Do you feel like they need to do anything extra defensively or offensively to stop the Buccaneers?
You know what? I mentioned in week 6, the offensive line and even Aaron Rodgers, they looked confused. They looked out of it, and they were coming off a bye week. They had an extra week to prep. Matt LaFleur, great coach, great track record so far, but coming out of the bye week, he's struggled the past 2 years. I really think the key matchup in this game is going to be the Packers offensive line. They struggled during week 6. They looked confused. The Buccaneers threw a lot of timing plays against them in week 6. But again, for the most part, all year, the offensive line has been cooking. They've been one of the most consistent offensive lines in football, and they've been extremely versatile. David Bakhtiari, very unfortunate injury coming into the playoffs, but Billy Turner steps right in, one of the most versatile tackles in the league. 200 snaps at right guard, 400 snaps at right tackle, and now back-to-back games, he's done a tremendous job at the left tackle position for Aaron Rodgers. And then you have, Elton Jenkins, who filled in for Corey Linsley the 2 games in midseason. You could put him anywhere in the line. So I love the versatility of the offensive line, and if they can keep protecting Aaron Rodgers the way they have been, I think you're going to see Aaron Rodgers light them up on Sunday. That's another thing that Aaron Rodgers has mentioned this year. He's feeling the best he's felt his whole career, and it's thanks to the offensive line. He hasn't been hit at all this year.
He hasn't, and it's really incredible. And I also want to add Green Bay. They didn't come in second or anything. Fourth NFC North, 13-3 record. Great season. Over a great season.
And you go back to what Aaron Rodgers has been talking about all year. This year matters for him, and he took it to heart. Whether it's the Jordan Love situation, whether it's people writing him off, he wanted that number 1 seed, and he wanted the NFC Championship at Lambeau Field, which he's never had. Now, if you look at his numbers at other conference championships, they're not the best. You think about last year and how they got smoked by the 49ers, which was embarrassing for him. The backstory with him in the San Francisco team. He wanted to be drafted by them number 1 overall. I honestly thought he was that would light a fire under him last year, but the team was under the leadership of a first-year head coach, and they didn't have as much time to build that chemistry. You're really seeing that this year.
Yeah, we really have. No matter what the reason is for Aaron Rodgers, he has been performing and producing just on an unbelievable level. Now, going into this game, we saw last week in both the AFC and NFC, injuries everywhere, and I mean everywhere. Concussions, pinched nerves. Are you worried that if Aaron Rodgers does somehow get hit, that it will be a game outage for him, that he'll have to sit out the rest of the game?
That whole offense relies on Aaron Rodgers. So if Aaron Rodgers is out of the game, you will not see the Packers come out as victors in that game. But you mentioned injuries. No team has escaped this injury bug. You see the biggest injury that I believe on the Packers so far is David Bakhtiari, the all-pro left tackle for Aaron Rodgers. But again, that's something that the Packers have overcome, and they really have that next man up mentality, especially at the offensive line. You see them. There's been a couple of key injuries on that offensive line, but each player has stepped up this year. And another injury that I'm concerned about, and I'm guilty, I haven't checked the injury report this week, but A.J. Dillon. Liked what I saw versus Tennessee Titans. He has fresh legs, which is something a running back needs at this time of the year. But even if he doesn't play, I'm very confident in the Packers running game, which has been rock solid the past 2 years with Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams. And might I add, Ted Thompson, who just passed away yesterday, those are his. He drafted Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, so he still has a lot of influence on this team. And one of his last signings was Robert Tonyan, the tight end. And Aaron Rodgers, you've seen all year, has great chemistry with his tight end. And it kind of reminds you of the first Super Bowl run with him and Jermichael Finley. Now, with the passing of Ted Thompson, I really think that's going to inspire a lot of these players because he had such an influence on this team.
Yeah. Heavy hearts all around. Everyone's going to be playing with a heavy heart on the Packers, and I do feel like we've seen this before in any sport, that when you're playing with a heavy heart, you always go out, you perform 10 times better, usually. So that's just going to power the Packers to hopefully a win. I got to say, though, Buccaneers kind of surprised me that they made it this far into the playoffs. I'm being fully honest. I'm kind of surprised by that. Are you?
You know what? I am. I like the Saints this year. I did have the Bucks beating the Saints last weekend. It's just, that's the way the NFL works. It's getting hot at the right time. And you know what? You always hear that phrase, any given Sunday. You think about the past two matchups with the Saints and the Bucks. The Saints dominated those two games. And you saw the Saints destroy the Buccaneers. I believe it was 36-3. Doesn't matter. In the playoffs, it's a whole new ball game. You have two teams battling it out, and I'll go back to what I said to start this phone call. Tom Brady, he is a winner.
You're just 100% correct on that. When you're in the playoffs, the season essentially restarts. The only thing is, if you lose, you're not going on with the season. You're going to lose, and you're going to stay a loser until next season, and hopefully you do better. Packers, I really believe that they could beat the Buccaneers because Tom Brady, more playoff success. But I don't think that matters. I don't think having more playoff success matters in a situation like this. At the end of the day, it's up to how the quarterbacks react to the plays and act, and how the O-line and the D-line keeps the ball going and keeps the quarterback from being sacked.
Absolutely. So, leading up to this game, you're going to hear a lot about Aaron Rodgers versus Tom Brady. And that's not the case, right? It's Aaron Rodgers versus the Tampa Bay defense. It's Tom Brady versus the Green Bay defense. And that's what it's going to come down to. But like I said, in order for the Buccaneers to win this game, they're going to have to jump out to an early lead, and they're going to have to score those points in the first half. I really think that if Green Bay is leading, especially by more than a touchdown at the end of the first half, you will see the Packers beat the Buccaneers, and they will reach the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I would definitely love to have you on again if the Packers do end up advancing. I'd love to have you on again before the Super Bowl starts. And
let's do it. And you know what? Why don't we do some score predictions for this weekend?
Yeah, I think Green Bay could win. I feel like it's going to be a 27-21. Packers end up advancing. How about you for that?
I have Green Bay 31, Tampa Bay 25.
Yeah, it's going to be a close game. I feel like it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a great game, though. So many people have been waiting for this matchup. I'm going to love it. I'm going to have my eyes glued to that TV. And then for Buffalo, Josh Allen. Wow, what a season he has had. Going to his main man, Stephon Diggs. Can't believe the Vikings just got rid of him. Imagine what the Vikings would be with him. Of course, they don't have that great of a quarterback, so they probably would be around the same. I feel like the Buffalo Bills could win. I feel like it's going to be a very low-scoring game, 14-10.
I do too. It's all going to come down to the health of Mahomes. You saw him limping before that injury to his neck. And perhaps one of the dumbest calls you will see in recent history with Reed calling an option, and Mahomes was already injured. So you know what? You can't count the Chiefs out, even if Mahomes doesn't play. Andy Reid's a brilliant mastermind. We all know that. But I agree. I think the Bills can definitely pull this out, and I am predicting a Packers-Bills Super Bowl in 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, I am too. It's just going to be so awesome. We have the young gun versus the veteran, if so. But no matter what happens, we will. If Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady gets in, it's going to be a great West of playoffs. Truly something that the NFL has not seen in many years.
Definitely. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Is there anything else you would like to say to the people watching this video?
Let's just hope for a good game on Sunday. You got a championship game at Lambeau Field. There is some snow in the forecast. So I know it's supposed to snow Saturday night into Sunday and possibly into the game. So there's nothing better than a snow game in the NFL playoffs. I'll tell you that.
I love the snow game so much, and the Jets get it a lot at MetLife. Those are the bomb. Folks, thank you guys for watching this video. Once again, this is Mr. Matthew DiGioia, avid super big fan of the Green Bay Packers. Good luck watching your team play, and hopefully we could have you on again. Thank you for joining us here on the New York Sports Show.
Thank you, Dom, and thanks for having me. Have a good weekend watching these two great teams.
Thank you.